hard for you to see. So, and can you test? Some of the people at the front, say that they can access my slide deck by scanning the QR code. Can you test that, please? Yeah, okay. Does it work? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. And then, on this slide, and we go to the third slide in my slide deck, you can see the link to the workshop notes in here. Okay, it is blank at the moment. And I'm going to collect all the information, the questions you ask, or anything, any link that I'd like to share with you. I'll head into this workshop note. And you have access to that by clicking on the link on the third slide. All right, and then at the end of the workshop today, I hope that you got everything with us. You don't have to ask me to. Can you please share the resources you presented today? Everything I shared right from the beginning with you. All right, so just need some kind of housekeeping before I begin. So. I look at the registration form, I got about 99 participants. So I think that maybe just for the ease of reading and interaction with each other, the topic I really like, and I think that with 99 participants, if you come here, let's say 50%, I got about 45, 46. And if each person asks one question, and then I think that's enough for 90 minutes. Okay, so I like to be on time. So 1 more minute is that.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very delighted to welcome you all to this fascinating workshop on ChatGPT and its application to enhance students' writing proficiency. And my name is Zhang, the moderator, and this is Huang, I'm the secretary, who will be we have such a privilege of moderating and facilitating this section. And today we have enormous pleasure of hosting Dr. Pudak, a leading expert from Torrens University in Australia. He will be sharing his expertise in the intersection of technology and language teaching. And before we move on, let me encourage you to participate actively. And there is a QR code that you can scan in which all of the content of the presentation and all of the links to his kind of note page where he will be sharing the links and notes, etc., every resources, so you can have some sort of takeaways at the end of his presentation. And I want to waste more time of you. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Pudak. Yes. And happy workshop.
Thank you, Dad. Thanks, everyone. And good afternoon, everyone. And my name is Suda. And this is the QR code to my slide deck. I'd like to share them with you. And because the topic is about the use of ChatGPT, so how about I start with ChatGPT. I just assume that you know nothing about ChatGPT, and then before I start with my workshop today, and I'd like to show a little bit of what ChatGPT can do. So I just type good afternoon ChatGPT, and you can see that the answer on the screen. Let me go up. And then what next? I say, okay, I treat ChatGPT as the person, as someone that I interact with. I respect ChatGPT, so I say good afternoon, I greet first, and I say, okay, ChatGPT, you are through that. Create a short greeting message to the audience of workshop 3. This is workshop 3, and concurrently, at this time we got workshop 1 and workshop 2. So, and then you see, this is what I have. Say, yeah, okay, I can choose here. And I use that. Let me zoom in for you to see better. Okay. All right. So, good afternoon. I'm Tuna, and it's truly a pleasure to meet you. But I think that you get that from yes, it's very convenient. So what it does is that, and I use ChatGPT in the free version 3.5. What it does is that you've got a kind of the conversation box there. You type anything there, and I've got a conversation with ChatGPT. You tell ChatGPT, like I said, ChatGPT, create a greeting message, short one, and I say, okay, here you go, just like this. All right, and that's it. And my the topic of my workshop today is about the use of ChatGPT in helping students to develop the writing proficiency. But you know that a lot of concerns among the learning facilitators, teachers, that the students can abuse the use of ChatGPT so that they do not learn anything. They just take the wow factor of ChatGPT to create an essay, submit it to teacher 3, teacher 2, okay, that's it, that's my work. But do you learn anything with ChatGPT by doing that way? So I'm interested in that topic, and that's why I like to present what I know today, and I call that acceptable application and ethical guidelines of ChatGPT for university students. All right, so I share the QR code, and I'd like to share that again. Here you are. If you have just arrived, and if you want to get access to my slide, because you see that at the back there, you may not see things here clearly. So I may share that again, a bigger one. Does it work for you at the back? No. Okay, let me share this to the bigger QR code here. Try again, please. And when I'm doing that, let me make it very clear right from the beginning. This is not empirical research. I do not have the empirical data, but I gather the information from the literature and from my experience working in different institutions in Australia. And maybe a little bit about myself before I start. My name is Tuna, and I studied here at Hanoi University before. I graduated in 1991, and since then I worked from 1991 to 2015 to be the English lecturer in the English department. And after that, I left for Australia. I'm now working for Torrens University in Australia. And I really love the logo, the motto, the mantra of Torrens University. Love what you do. So I share that with you. And a little bit of commercial. I bring the message, the people-centered values from Torrens University to share with you to start the workshop. These are the 6 people-centered values at Torrens University, and I'm very proud of that. We start and we begin and we end with people. I begin with the, I think in the room now about 30-something people, just 1/3 of the registration, maybe because someone just have something comes up and cannot arrive here. So be good, be creative, be bold, be global, be well. So I share what I know, and my knowledge may be limited, and that's why I share the slide and I share the notes, the blank at the moment. But whatever links I'm going to use, what I know, I share that in the notes with you, that you can download at the end of the workshop today. And I try to make my workshop as interactive as possible. I hate to give my voice all the time. I speak for a few minutes, and after that I pause, and you can raise a hand and ask the question. And remember, I share what I know, and you share what you know. And if you test me, I may fail to answer some of those questions. But rather than testing, if you know something happening in your context, in your university, you've got colleagues from the University of Canberra, and someone from Europe, and from different university in Vietnam, and please share, okay? So I just share what I know. This is the suggested outline in my workshop, and I just quickly present the potential of ChatGPT. Just type prompt and answer. What do you want? Type the prompt in the chat, enter, and they give you the result. If you're not happy, change the prompt, they give you a different version. Basically, that's it. Because I focus on the writing, so I will quickly present the writing process, and after that, the ethical principles. And we use the principles to, and I'm going to do some demonstration in writing, and then you, together with me, can say whether that kind of use of ChatGPT is acceptable, ethical or not. And I don't expect to have the 100% agreement. You may have different opinions, and that's how we learn from each other. And like I say, I like to share things with you. I want to learn from you as well. Okay, so please help me, so that after this, I will go to empirical research and I will dig deeper into this topic. I just explained ChatGPT, and you got my slide, and I skipped this one. It is very simple. For the writing process, we have different inputs, but I like to use the model of Monash University. Simple. 3 things here: planning, drafting, and editing. And I promised to share the link with you, so I shared it. You got my slide. Can you try to attest the system? Can you click on the link here at the bottom of my slide? I think slide number, is that slide number 3? Click here and it takes you to the Monash University. You have more details. Okay, so I just put here some key dot points only. So in the first stage, planning, it includes like analyzing the task, the writing task, and after that you do brainstorming for ideas, writing the plan like the outline. Intro, I'm going to write like this, 40 paragraph, and conclusion. Okay, and drafting, meaning organizing ideas, writing clear sentences, different types of sentences, and expressing the uncertainty or attaching there to in academic writing, because what we know may be still limited, so we use a hatching language there. And then editing and proofreading, we adding, changing, deleting the ideas or sentences, and then checking the accuracy of grammar, punctuation, etc. So I'm going to use this writing process and do the demonstration how we use ChatGPT, and again, from what I know. And if you have different observations or experiences, please share. All right? Can I have some feedback from you? Does the link work?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so let's move on. Okay, so next one. Acceptable uses of ChatGPT. I say acceptable or unacceptable, ethical or unethical uses of ChatGPT in writing. What do you think? So I'm going to do a short demonstration, and then you tell me together. We see it is acceptable or not from your context, because you teach different subjects at different levels in different institutions. You may have different policies from the institution. So I just use this topic. Let's discuss why should hotels go green. Okay, this is the topic. And you may put the word limit. I put a dot here. Let's say 300 words. Okay. You ask the student to produce a 300-word essay about the topic, why should hotels go green? Okay. Now let me do a demonstration quickly, and then you tell me 2, it is not acceptable. Or 2, it is acceptable. ChatGPT, I think that through my colleagues here, I've heard that recently ChatGPT is okay in Vietnam. You can sign up one. I set this one up in Australia. It's okay for me. I think it's okay for you now. So if you've got ChatGPT, I'd like you to go to ChatGPT as well. This is what I do. I go to chat.openai.com, and you can sign up a free account, all right, using the personal email. I think so, if they don't accept the institutional email. So if you got the personal email, Gmail, sign up now, and then you can experience. Okay? Because today is very kind of practical, pragmatic one, not theoretical workshop. So this is, I use the free version, ChatGPT 3.5. Now, come back to the topic. Why should hotels go green? And this is what I do. I wear the hat of the student at the moment, and the weather is beautiful. Is that right, Sam? Beautiful outside. I don't want to spend 3 hours here writing 300 words essay. I want to submit to the teacher then, and then just go out and enjoy myself. Right. Create a 300-word essay about topic. Why should hotels go green? Yeah. So as you say that ChatGPT is like prompt and answer, I type here. Okay, ChatGPT, give me a 300-word essay. Give this a topic. Why should hotels go green? And then see, I wait for less than a minute and a few seconds, and here I see, okay, right, and I see here, title, oh, very polite, give me the title of the topic, right, and here, one paragraph, like the intro, and then firstly, so you got a signpost language there, moreover, meaning add another idea, in addition, one more. Right? Furthermore, okay, you can see no repetition. In conclusion, so very clear signposting language, very clear marker there. And I got a feeling that it is over 300 words, but I trust GPT maybe in terms of the word count, 3 minutes, 300 words. Okay. Now, back to my questions to you. What do you think? Is it acceptable, ethical, or not acceptable? Why do you think so?
Well, I asked ChatGPT
Okay.
whether it was ethical or ethical. I like its answer because I think it's saying that it depends on how the student uses the information from ChatGPT. If it simply submits the 300-word response that ChatGPT is really, that would be unethical. But if it uses that in the spirit of informing their own ideas and it cites ChatGPT appropriately, then that's
Thank you. Thank you very much. So it's about, yeah, people in the back, can you hear what our participants have just said?
Is it okay?
No, not really. So can you speak into the mic again?
Sure. I'll give you the answer that ChatGPT created in response to this question. If a student uses the information provided by an AI or any other source to craft their own essay, it's important to integrate that information into their own work and express their own understanding and analysis of the topic. Copying and pasting without proper citation is not only unethical, but can also have serious consequences, including academic penalties. If you're looking for assistance with your essay, it's recommended you use the information provided as a guide or inspiration to construct your own unique response. Always give credit to the sources that contribute to your work to maintain academic integrity.
Thank you very much. And I agree completely. And I think ChatGPT, you see, in terms of the language production, very smart. Very smart, right? And you know, you have heard from different sources, ChatGPT is notorious for the inaccuracy or kind of the hallucination, creates kind of a wow factor. But in terms of the accuracy, if you check, it may not be 100% true, right? So let's say if I type, let's say, like you say, depending on the purpose, if it's a test, right? And I say, Teacher 3 asks the student to submit a 300-word essay, and you expect the student to apply what you have taught the student. It takes them some time to struggle, to learn through the process. But what they do is they just type the keywords in the prompts in the chat, and then they got the 300 words, and they say, you ask ChatGPT to explain about the use of ChatGPT, and then that's correct. They say, yeah, you can. If it is a test, assessment, not acceptable. Why not? Because you don't do anything. You don't know about anything, right? But depends. If you use this for the purpose of learning and get the inspiration, and it's okay. So I want to separate testing, assessments, and learning. Let's say learning, acceptable. Testing, not acceptable. Now, I use the different stages of the writing process according to Monash University. So I'm going to through different stages here and see. Let's have a look at the from the point of view of learning, not assessing, the learning purpose, and see what ChatGPT can do for us. So before and even before that, I like to bring up this slide to share with you. So we are going to say that this is acceptable or not acceptable, this is ethical or unethical. We need to be based on something, right? And from what I know, we often base on the academic integrity policy of the university. And in Australia, we have to follow the TAXA, the authority. And let me open the TAXA website here to show you. TAXA stands for the Tertiary Education Quality and Standards Agency of the Australian government. Can you click on the link and then go to the website? And here you have more resources. And you say, and I'm interested in the academic integrity assessment and AI. I click here, right, and then it takes me to more resources here. Now, here it says right from the beginning that you have to follow the academic integrity policy of the university. And here on this slide, I got the policy. I click on the policy here, which takes you to the academic integrity website of Torrens University. 5 minutes for commercial, please. So here, you click the academic integrity here, all right? And then, okay, so it says that, so for the assessments, and what you do is you just provide evidence of learning. You show that through the course, let's say term or semester, this is what I learned, and then you submit a piece of work called assessment. But we do not accept any form of cheating, plagiarism, collusions, and other forms of dishonesty. So if you use ChatGPT for learning, and you say, yeah, I use ChatGPT, but for assessment, I know that some universities in Australia allow the use of ChatGPT at different stages of the learning. But for Torrens University, it is not acceptable in terms of assessment. So the first principle for us to apply is to use the requirements of TAXA, the authority of the education standards and quality and standard. And secondly, more specifically, the university, school where you work, you have the policy, academic integrity policy, and you have to follow that. Now, in general, when it's referred to the academic integrity, what do you mean by that? And I like to share the key messages of academic integrity from this video. You click on this one, and I got the screenshot. By academic integrity, we mean honesty, respect, trust, fairness, responsibility, and courage. And especially when we teach our students in Torrens University, we encourage them to take the courage. Why? Because you know that they want to pass the exams and the assignment at all costs, right? And then when time is limited, the due date is coming, they have 2 or 3 assignments due at the same time, and they know what they think, what happens in their head. They don't want to, but they tend to use something to get them past the exam, past the assignment, right? But we say it takes a lot of courage, because if you do that, you do not learn anything. And I will come back to this point later on in our discussion. So before we move on, what I want to say is that we need to base ourselves, our judgment evaluation, on the basis of the academic integrity and the policy of the university and the requirement of the government. So here, many of you work for the university in Vietnam. You have to follow the ministry, the requirements of the Ministry of Education in Vietnam. Okay, so I come back here, and I'm going to do a short demonstration back to the same topic. Why should hotels go green? And then I go to different stages, and you'll see that it's acceptable, and maybe some of you have used that before, some of you may have never thought of that before, and after today, maybe you say, oh yeah, I could see the potential of ChatGPT, use that in the ethical way to help my students to develop the writing proficiency. And remember, it is about learning only, not about assessment, not about testing, not about assignment. Okay, so first, language. Okay, so analyzing the task. Now, my students in Australia, I got a local student, I got the international students. English is not their mother tongue. So let's assume that I analyze the task first. Okay. And I got a very simple kind of topic. Discuss why should hotels go green. Now, for you, so discuss, I understand, easy. International students, some people may question too. What do you mean by discuss? What do you mean? What do you want me to do? Okay, so learning process. I got the assistant or kind of tutor, a private tutor called GPT, and then I asked ChatGPT to help me. So what I do is remember prompts and answer. In order to help me to develop the writing proficiency, I asked ChatGPT here to help me with the essay analyzing. I struggle with the I struggle with the word discuss, so this is what I asked to say. What does discuss mean? Now this time, to save time, I ignore grammar. I will put in question mark, and I use ChatGPT as lowercase. See what I get. Okay. Thinking. Alright, and here you go. And it's like, 2, you don't understand discuss. Not a problem, you know. Sometimes some students dare not ask the question because they may lose face. They'll say, the friend who sits next to them say, you don't understand discuss. What does it mean? You may lose face. Sometimes they don't ask. But with ChatGPT, no one knows. Or with ChatGPT and the student knows. So you see here, 2, discuss means you talk about this topic, but in details, okay, in order to explore the different perspectives. Not just one, but trying to look at the topic from different angles, different perspectives, exchange ideas, provide insights and opinions. I say, oh yeah, a relief, such a relief. I understand more about the requirement now. So the action verb in the instruction here, just discuss, very short, straight to the point, but for some international students, they struggle. So first point here, we can use ChatGPT to unpack the true meaning, what you are required to do by the word discuss. So what do you think? Is that acceptable? If I ask ChatGPT to explain the meaning of the word discuss, is that ethical, acceptable? Yes. Okay. Yeah? No cheating, right? No. So, yeah, so good point. Analogy, if you treat ChatGPT as a dictionary, but instead of you have to open another link, Oxford, Cambridge, Merriam-Webster dictionary, you just go to one list, ChatGPT, and you ask the question, what does this mean? Done, you get it. And it is acceptable because if I don't use ChatGPT, I use Google or I use other dictionary, same thing, so acceptable. Again, you go back to your policy of the university, if it is acceptable to use some dictionary, and then you can use that with ChatGPT. Use that as a reference point. Okay, next one, brainstorming. Now, if I work in a team, if it is a group, kind of group work, and I got friends to do the group brainstorming, but if I am alone, I'm just one person, one member, okay, I want to, sometimes I get stuck. I've got a kind of writer's block. I run out of ideas, so I can create think of some ideas, okay? But now, we are talking about using ChatGPT for learning how to write, right? Okay, so I'm going to do brainstorming with ChatGPT. My hotel should go green. Let's say, brainstorm 10 ideas for me. Okay? I make a spelling mistake because of my typing. Okay, see here. Okay, yeah. Come on. I see for me, I see for, and then around me. And still somehow ChatGPT understand me, never critiques me, never say, 2, you got a spelling mistake, you got some math, right? They give me the answer here. 2, here are the 10 ideas. Why hotel should go green? Okay? And they give me 1, 2, 3 counting, and using the bold letter for the keywords, and after that, unpack a little bit more. You see, just a few seconds. What I learned from the interaction with ChatGPT is that instead of having a very vague prompt like, do this for me, do that for me, I try to be as specific as possible. Here, I use number 10. I said, give me 10 ideas. And maybe kind of too greedy for brainstorming here, maybe just 3, 4, 5. I think that's enough, right? But I should say 10, and I got 10 ideas here. Question to you. Acceptable, ethical, or unacceptable, unethical? What do you think? And we're talking about learning here, not testing, not assessment, not assignment. What do you think? Okay. The organizer asked me the question too. ChatGPT is about technology. I'm going to use some technologies to engage with the participant today. I say, to be honest, it's about technology, but I love the human interaction. Okay, and I see them face to face here. How about we use a raised hand? Okay, if you think it is unacceptable in terms of learning, not testing. If it is unacceptable, unethical, can you raise your hand, please? If you do not raise your hand, meaning you say it is acceptable. Thank you very much. I got the answer. Right, I did technology. Thank you very much. Yeah. But okay, I read somewhere and I read some and listened to some podcasts and I may not remember everything, but what stayed in my mind is that
I think that it's not acceptable or unacceptable, but it prevents students from it doesn't encourage students to brainstorm, think, right? Yeah, because everything is ready there for them.
Yeah.
To read and to learn, not to think.
Yeah, and that's what I think too. And that's what I'm going to share with you from a podcast. I don't remember which one. But what they say is that now if you use ChatGPT like this, they take over the thinking skills. They depower you from thinking skills. So what you do is that you just copy and paste. And you know, if you keep doing this one, using ChatGPT and get the answer in the easy way, at the end of the day, end of the term, we've got the smart machine and stupid students, stupid people. So human stupidity, but smart technology. I love that one. So it's not about what ChatGPT can do, but do you want to allow ChatGPT to take over the thinking skills, take over the writing skills? You submit the work, you got good marks, you pass the exam, nobody knows. Even they got some 13 or whatever, 0 GPT, something to check. But somehow, if you intentionally try to go around, you can still ask it nicely. But what you learn at the end of the day. So this is what we are trying to send to the student. You don't learn anything. You do not develop, like you say, yeah, it's okay, nice, easy. But if you keep doing this one, you do not have the thinking skill. You don't have the brainstorming skill. And who owns the ideas here? You don't own the ideas. The ownership belongs to ChatGPT. Okay, so that's the kind of conversation we have with the students, because to be honest with you, we do not have any official kind of training to the students. ChatGPT, I don't know, and I'd like to pause in a minute and ask you to share the experience. We do not have any official PD or training workshop to students in our university say, hey, Sue, if you do this, acceptable. If you do that, it's not acceptable. We just say, follow the policy. And follow the policy is say that academic integrity, this kind of thing, and then it's up to you. Okay, I trust you, that's it. I pause here and I open the floor for your ideas and share the experiences from the university, any of concern or what is going on in the university. Do you organize anything for your students, or you say no, let them do whatever they think that is right? But do you explicitly train the student how to use ChatGPT for learning from the institution? Please share.
So I train my student to use ChatGPT, but I say that I have to use different questions for brainstorming. And if the question for the essay is why should hotel go green? So I can ask them to do something like brainstorming, what are the benefits of going green? And they look and what are the disadvantages of going green, and then I ask them to evaluate the ideas that ChatGPT has listed. And I mean, again, I agree with you when you say it depends on the purpose of the activity. And as a teacher, we know what kind of learning objectives we want the student to have from the activity. So for this kind of question, I can train the student to use ChatGPT to generate ideas. But if you really want the student to learn some thinking skill and giving opinions, and we give them different types of questions, and then they have to use the information that they get, and then they form their own arguments. And sometimes I ask them to check, like a fact check, like a New York Times, and when ChatGPT gives you this kind of facts, how can you be sure that they are correct and they are accurate? And how similar is it to your own situation? So localized, personalized, giving more examples, personal examples, and I think it's like we do not give them the same task and expect them to do the same thing. That's what I did.
Thank you so much. Yeah, but in terms of the training those students how to use ChatGPT in a good way to develop their learning skills, do you provide any training to those students? That's what I do. No, yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much. You see anything running up?
So my answer is not, or my contribution is not an answer. What's the name? Sorry. Yeah. Like Mia, I don't have the right answer, and I think that there are two ways of looking at this. So on the one hand, it is a good way to evaluate or to have a very quick overview of I guess the reasons or the evidence that one can use to provide support for either side of the argument. But on the other hand, there are risks associated with, I guess, inaccurate or the veracity of the points provided by ChatGPT. And I think that a way of using ChatGPT may be to cultivate in students the habit of questioning the veracity of points raised by ChatGPT. So in other words, allowing ChatGPT to provide us with some initial ideas and then encouraging students to go about doing their own research and finding out more about whether or not what ChatGPT has come up with is actually valid. And so it's not whether I don't have a good answer for how to use ChatGPT or the sort of activities that we can design to encourage this, but I think that there are some, I guess, promises for the use of ChatGPT to encourage students to be questioning.
Thank you very much. And when you say so, and I copy and paste the claim of ChatGPT, that they put that here on every page of the ChatGPT and say, ChatGPT can make mistakes. Sit right here, okay? Consider checking important information. So this is just GPT, so she generates. What I do here is, you give me the prompt, I generate the language for you. That's it. I don't mention anything about the accuracy. Accuracy, you check yourself. So like and like you see rap here just mentioned, it's true. And what we learn from each other here through this example is that maybe we need to train our students, but not like in the individual teachers' classroom, but maybe at the institution and the schools, we train our students explicitly so they know that, oh, we've got a good tool out there, but we need to use it in a way that it supports our learning. It's not take over our thinking skill, our study skill, right, better. And I think from my experience at the moment, it is not the case. And then we just leave the students to do whatever they want to do. Okay, and it was like, no, it is wrong. It's not right to do this one, but we do not train them officially or explicitly. So what I share what I learned with you here. Like I say that maybe what I learned from what you shared is that we got to kind of the human initiation first. Brainstorming, let me do first. I know that ChatGPT is there, but where? I know it's so easy. I just give you the prompt, and you are like the servant. You give me the answer immediately, never question me. But I know that's what you can do. A lot of promises from you, but wait. I want to be the owner of my idea. So I start doing the brainstorming, and when I get stuck, it's like I can come up with only 3 ideas. I need 10. I need to think more, and I can come up with 5. I'm still not happy. And then, so you start first, human students do first, and I say, and now, ChatGPT, what can you do for me? Okay, and then you just say, brainstorm, give me some ideas, and then you get the ideas. So, and then I think the best answer, is the combination of the human thinking and the ChatGPT assistant. So you say, oh, I got some ideas here, and ChatGPT here, and you say that we ask the student to evaluate, right? So here it says, you evaluate the ideas generated by ChatGPT. So this one, you give me the suggestion, but not suitable for my topic here. I don't like that idea. You give me, but I don't like that one. Give this one. So the human factor here is that we do not take everything as they are. Okay, so everything you suggest to ChatGPT, I appreciate that, but I take my own initiative. I evaluate the ideas and say, this is what I like, this is relevant, I take it, this one, I don't take it. So we need to have the teachers still know how to do that, so this is really good. Not at Torrens University, but some universities I've heard in Australia, they allow the student to, or they ask intentionally, because the implication is that students tend to use ChatGPT in their work. Okay, so we assume that you use ChatGPT. So now what? I change the way I design the task for you. So I say, you have to use ChatGPT. Students say, oh? Yeah, this is the topic, why should my cups go green? Step 1, you have to use ChatGPT to come up with the ideas to deal with that. You have to submit the ChatGPT suggestion, and then next one, your evaluation of the ideas generated by ChatGPT. Third, your solution. What do you do with the idea and with the suggestions of ChatGPT? So you see, and then the student come up and say, oh, this one, the suggestion here is, mine is better, something like that. Okay, so they assume that you use ChatGPT. And now they design the task. You have to use ChatGPT and show me how you use the ChatGPT to work for you. As I say, that you can explore, just Google search and then you can find more examples like that. But let me come back to the slide here. So the first one is planning. So you said we can ask the ChatGPT to do things for you. And now through the discussion here, our suggestion is that we ask our students, the learners, to start first with some ideas. After that, you ask ChatGPT to generate some ideas for you. And the best solution is that the combination of both. Next one, writing a plan. Okay? And I think you can say, outline the topic, blah, blah, and then you've got to outline. And let me move on to the drafting. I think this is the interesting part. So here you have to organize the ideas, you have to write sentences, and then you have to express the kind of uncertainty using the hatching language. Can I ask ChatGPT to help me to learn? Yes, you can. Let's see how can ChatGPT do that. Okay. come back to ChatGPT here, and okay, let's say I organize the idea. Let's say after I work with ChatGPT, I got my plan. I know that the public sentence supporting ideas and blah blah blah. I get that, and then I got a problem with some sentences, and I want to ask ChatGPT to kind of help me. You have to write. Okay, so let's say something like this. I played the role of an international student, and my grammar is not good, so I could write my own sentence like this. I write a sentence and I am not confident. I don't know that my sentence is right or not. And I asked the ChatGPT to organize the ideas for me and see what it says. Okay, so I can organize the sentence for clarity. So you write that go green. Let's see here. Go green. Helping hotels improve customer satisfaction. You know, I translate from Vietnamese into English. Okay. The meaning is there, but the word form, word choice, the verb tense may be not correct. I know there's something wrong, but I know what is wrong. I don't know. I asked ChatGPT to help me. Let's see. You see, ChatGPT say, okay, so by going green, hotels can improve customer satisfaction. And then in terms of learning, I learned, satisfied, wrong. Meaning is there. Exactly what I want to express, but the word form is wrong. I need satisfaction, but yeah. Okay, so this again, once again, it is like similar to the dictionary. It helps me to use the different word form. And let's say, in order to help me with the grammar, word choice, word form, let me ask GPT whether ChatGPT can help me with that. So, for example. Give me the noun of satisfy. Okay, yeah. You see, so instead of going to the dictionary, I have different word forms. I know the meaning I want to express, but I need a noun. I don't know the noun of the verb satisfy. Give it to me. Or even I can ask like, give me word forms of satisfy. Okay? In terms of learning, I take this opportunity for learning. I ask ChatGPT, okay, I want to learn. Give me different word forms of the verb satisfy, because I know only one form, satisfy. And I say, true, it's okay. Satisfy is a verb, and the noun is satisfaction. What do you think in terms of learning? Is it good? Very helpful, and I got an instant feedback. If I write and ask, let's say I email my teachers and ask, and my teacher is not kind of available all the time, so then to wait for me, give me 24 hours to get back to you. Immediately, and this one, I feel happy. I got instant feedback like this. Instant feedback. Right? I got different word forms. I know it's, and one more time, because I got the claim like yes, saying, two, ChatGPT can make mistake. I don't. I did still answer. Okay, you got the easy answer, but do not trust ChatGPT completely. Double check. Okay, so learning, so something learning. I learned from ChatGPT, and I double check, I learned the second time. And I can remember the words longer. Okay? So what do you think? In terms of learning, is it okay? Yes. Quite okay, right? So it is like the private tutor for you. I'm very happy with that. Right? Okay. That's it. Now, let me share with you same topic. This is a true example from another university, not Torrens, from another university. The way they reorganize the assignment for the student to learn. They do not give just the topic and just the word limit for the student to write. And this is what they do. I will share that with you. And students learn a lot through this process. First of all, they give the student the template, blank template. They say, okay, here we go. This is a topic. Before you write the essay, and again, not 300. This time they increase to 1,000 words. 1,000 words. Okay, so that the students have more opportunities to produce a language and to show that how good they are at writing. So you say here, this is just the planning. Not the actual writing yet. The first thing is planning. This is a topic. In the intro, you give me the position, the thesis statement here, and the list of the key ideas for the body paragraph. Okay, so if you plan to have 3 ideas in the body paragraph, you give me here the 3 kind of topics here. Right? So in here, you give me the thesis statement and the topics in the body paragraph. Maximum 50 words. So here it's not about the word count, just the ideas. Make it very clear. Body paragraph. Okay. Here, topic sentence 1. For topic sentence, you have to give me a complete sentence. A complete sentence. After that, you give me supporting evidence. At least 2 dot points with different references. You see that the drawback of ChatGPT earlier, when I say ChatGPT, create 300 words essay for me easily, but no referencing. But now, academic writing at university, referencing. And to put that in the context, they give the student 4 readings, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the student have to use the ideas from the 4 inputs here, from the 4 readings to start with, to make the essay plan. Later, students have to find at least two other sources so that they can develop their search skills. Okay? But start with 4 readings, and they have to use the ideas from the 4 readings here and use it in text citation. So let's open the first reading and see what it looks like. Journal article. A journal article, right, about the same topic. 4 journal articles written by 4 different authors, looking at the same topic but from different angles. So first, you have to read and understand. Okay. Now, when the international students do the reading here, and even for some local students, they find that challenging to understand the academic journal article. Not easy at all, right? And you know what ChatGPT can do?
Summarize.
Yeah, simplify for them. So what they do is that they, let's do the demonstration now. Can I ask ChatGPT to simplify the whole text here? Okay, let's see. So this is, okay, I'm trying to test ChatGPT potential. Copy. I don't need to say please, right? Because ChatGPT helped me so much. In how many words? The article is about 10 pages long. You want to simplify that in how long? Tell me. 100 words, okay. I cannot copy because this one is the PDF, so okay. Evaluating. Maybe I pressed the wrong button. C. Yeah, okay. Okay, remember to say ChatGPT can make mistakes. Now, ChatGPT, as I read from different sources, they say ChatGPT cannot access the real-time information. So they don't have, you give them the link, you give them the title of the article, they don't have the access to the real content of the whole article, 10 or 20 pages. So they just make things up. They say, you need 50 words? 50 words here. Accurate or not? You have to double check. So that's the danger. Students, after some time, they get the quick answer, and the judge says, correct. And then they lower the guard and say, okay, I trust ChatGPT. I got correct answer all the time, right? And they don't check. Now, if you give them the URL link, the link is like, okay, this is the internet, the name of the article, this is the website link, give me the summary, enter. They give you the summary, but is it true? Not really, you have to double check. Now, so this you need to train the student, say, no, you cannot trust like this one, but you can do this, this okay. If you got the Word document of this journal article, somehow you copy the whole article, 20 pages long, doesn't matter, and say, but you have to give the very specific instructions to ChatGPT. Say, ChatGPT, I'm going to give you this input, and then you summarize that for me in 50, 100 words, something, okay? And then you enter. And you ask, do you understand? Is that clear? So you need to have 2 steps. And ChatGPT will say, clear, give me the input. And then you copy and paste 20 pages. And they say, now, summarize that. And it works. Okay? But the students in my institution often share their experiences with me like this. Say, no, I do not summarize the whole thing. What I do is that when I read the journal articles, I come across some difficult sentences. And they don't make sense to me. I don't understand it. The language is too complicated. Yeah, and then you copy that difficult sentence and say, ChatGPT, explain that in simple language. Okay? Or what does this sentence mean? And then they try to explain. And remember, after this, you click this one. You say, if you don't understand, you click that kind of symbol, and ChatGPT creates another version for you until you say, now I understand. Okay, and go on. But this kind of use of ChatGPT, do you think is acceptable? Yeah. In order to help you to understand only some difficult parts of the whole article, it's okay, right? And for the summarizing the whole article, I think you got the abstract at the beginning of the journal article already. So you don't need to summarize that. But this is what you can do. If the student finds it difficult to understand even the abstract, the language is complicated, they cannot understand, and then you can ask ChatGPT to simplify ChatGPT for you, right? And let me try. In the European kind of framework, we got level A1 to C2, right? A1 to. So let's say I ask the ChatGPT like this. Remember, you give ChatGPT specific prompts, and you got the clear answer. If you give them the very broad prompts, and you got you may not be happy with the answer. So I try to be very specific. I say I go to the article. Okay, I got abstract here. ChatGPT, I say, explain this abstract. I give you an abstract. explain it in simple language. Is it clear? Okay. I said, yeah. Yes, okay too. Okay. Abstract. Copy and paste. This is what I can do. That's it. I give the instruction already. Okay. ChatGPT is still difficult for me. I make it easier for me to understand. Explain again using level A1, A2. Okay, so they use just the vocab at the A1, A2 level. Very simple. Let's see. And this time, oh, so easy for me. Thank you very much. Easy. Okay, because I need the content only. I need the ideas. Okay. So for you, you may say, oh no, such a waste. But for international students, this really helps them to understand. Really help them to understand what it is meant in the. So this is what the university do. Come back here again. So what do? They ask the student to make a plan. And in the plan here, you have to use the reading that the university gives them. Okay? So for the specific reading, ChatGPT, it's very hard for ChatGPT to make things up because they need to know which idea from which source, right? And then they use the Harvard or APA7 referencing style. Some other universities that I work for, they do this. They modify the requirements of the referencing system. For example, APA7, in-text citation, you just need the author and the year, right? Close the bracket, done. But Torrens University, from August this year, they said, no, if you study at Torrens University, and I want to know that you write this paper, in-text citation, you have to give me author, year, and the page number. I use the online document, I don't have a page number. It's okay. Paragraph number. Okay, so you have to say, Tăng Bảo Hòa, 2023, page 3, good. Okay, or paragraph 2. And then I go to the link, I check, that's correct, done. And ChatGPT cannot do that. So by redesigning the writing task, you ask the student to engage with the writing, and they have to do something. They have to do something. They cannot totally rely on ChatGPT. I think that's smart. I really like that. I'd like to share it with you. I pause here and pass the mic back to you. What is happening in the institution or from the observation? Do you observe anyone doing something so that the student have to learn? Thank you very much. Our colleague from University of Canberra.
I am referring to this template that you have here, and I think while it is useful as a way of thinking about activities that we can engage in to help students utilize ChatGPT in a legitimate way, I do think that the template itself gives students the wrong idea about how one should approach the forming of an opinion. So I like to think of opinion forming as a bottom-up process. We read, we find out more before we form an opinion, right? And I think it is important to, so a similar activity but reversed could well be, what are some examples of going green in the hospitality context? What are some advantages that you can think of? What are some pitfalls to avoid? And based on the information provided by ChatGPT, we can then teach students to form an educated opinion. And then I think that that's really important to sort of approach writing as a process where you engage with research before you form an opinion.
Very good point. Thank you very much. I like that. It's better. So you give the student the liberty to organize their ideas in their own ways, but we may say give the instruction that they have to use, like say, 4 or 6 references, right? And they choose the references themselves. Right? Good point. We could learn from each other. Yeah.
I agree with her that because we need to make it similar to the thinking skill that we would like the students to develop. So if we just so this kind of thing is to provide a process for
the students to follow, but that process we need to understand how they do things and in the order. And I don't know how we can change the requirements for citation, and then later on when they go into real life and it is still APA, and then how they can deal with that. And I just have one idea I would like to hear from you rather than giving an answer. And because when they talk about cheating, with testing online and cheating, and one person say if the student can go around with the technology and get it done, and it is acceptable. And I'm just thinking here we need to think of changing our practices. What we would like our students to produce after the learning process, rather than we keep the same product and we ask the students to do it in a different way. That's my thinking. Yeah.
And the title doesn't have the same. It can be something else. It can be around reality and reality, but the claim that students can make.
Different anything. Yeah. I think that's even better. Just come back to the example. The last part, the design is like this. The last part, after you design the plan, and they ask you to write one full paragraph for paragraph 1, body paragraph 1 here. You have to write that in full, topic sentence, supporting sentences from the provided sources. And then they have to submit this plan to 30 days. They will, after 5-10 minutes, they will receive the 30-minute report. And students have to write in here, in one paragraph, 150 words, explaining what does that mean to you. So I've got 37% similarity, and some parts of my sentences are color highlighted. Okay, what does that mean to you? When you see the color highlighted here, what does that mean to you? And ask the student to explain. So this is a way to raise the students' awareness on plagiarism or not. Right? It's I got 37%, but I think it's okay because all the color highlighted here is about referencing or about my direct work, so that's okay. Right. Or this is not okay because I know they say it is similar to the student's work, and another student is from Hanoi University. I work for Torrens, and Hanoi here, so something wrong with me. And then next one, what does that mean to you? Right, so yeah, you have to write reflection. What is your similarity index? And what does that mean to you? And what I'm going to do with that? Instead of explain that. For this one, I have to paraphrase better to avoid the plagiarism. Or next to this one, I have to learn how to do referencing better, something like that. So students have to explain their understanding of their similarity index report. I think this is a good practice. Okay, it's training without training them, and they will tell us. And when we read that, we know that students have some flaws in our understanding, and we can use the next lesson to train our students. So I just want to share that with you, and I say that I don't have the liberty to change the template, but the ideas from our UC colleague is very, I think, very relevant, very good one. And now let me show the template of the next assessment, this assessment 3, based on assessment 2, the planning. Now after the planning, students are asked to write the full essay, 1,000 words, okay? So here it said, you have to write 1,000 words, plus minus 10%. And here, you have to use you want to send a message that writing is a process, not a product, right? So you make the plan, and I give the feedback on the plan if you write, and you make some correction, and I'm based on the plan, on the feedback you get from the tutor, from the students, the teachers, you write the essay 1,000 words, And you have to use the 4 provided text, and plus 2 peer-reviewed articles or academic textbooks that you find from the old sources within the last 5 years. So here, the student got the liberty to find any supporting evidence from other sources to support the writing. Right? So, and the same topic, and so you see, students, depending on the different subject, the discipline, they have different topics here to write. Because in our class we have the student, they learn writing skills, but they learn a different discipline, and very similar to what they're entering in Hanoi University. Alright, so here you've got a suggestion for the student. Intro, you include the following thing. So it is a process, and we give the student some kind of hints, some kind of support. They know what to do, what is expected in each part of the writing. So they want to write the assignment here themselves. They don't want to just cheat or use other sources. So here, body paragraph, topic sentence, supporting sentences, concluding sentence, and concluding paragraph with what we need to do, and give them some links about the referencing style, either AP7 or Harvard. And here you say, you must use the same 4 required readings, plus at least 2 additional peer-reviewed sources. So this is just one example, and I say that different institutions have different ways of doing things, but this template kind of helps the student to develop their writing proficiency through a process, not a product. And the last part, like, write a 150-word reflection on your understanding of the continuing report. And I think that's a good point to help the student. Coming back to our slide now. So for the editing and proofreading, I think that due to the time constraints, I may not go into the very specific demonstration, but this is what you can do. You say, edit this sentence for me. Okay, use a language at level C1, C2, for example. Okay, so you want to improve that to different level. Or you say, you copy and paste one paragraph, and you say, for example, can you add the linking words for me to improve the cohesion of the following paragraph, and they can do that for you. Now, I think we come back to the principle that we agreed earlier, that if the student don't have to do anything, what to do is just copy and paste and get the exact result from ChatGPT and submit. It is unethical, not acceptable, because they do not learn anything, they do not own the idea, they do not develop the writing skills, and for that it is unacceptable, unethical. But if they use the ChatGPT wisely to learn from the process, learn to use the words better, use different word forms, and use that as a one-stop shop, instead of going to Grammarly, instead of going to the dictionary. And remember, always ask the student to double-check the accuracy of the information you get from ChatGPT. And I think that is the key messages that I want to share with you, and the key message I gained from you as well today. And as the classroom teachers or facilitators, we may not have the authority to change the template, the requirements of the assignment at university, don't know. But maybe if we gain some information from different workshop conferences and we come back, share with the colleagues, and as a team, we just make some suggestions to the people in authority with the power. Maybe we can do something better in the future, but maybe not strictly like you have to use 4 readings here, but maybe giving you some suggested kind of reading, suggest only, and you feel free to find your own sources. But my message is that, from my observation and experience, we need to train our students how to use ChatGPT, rather than leave that to the student, and then they may feel confused, they may not want to cheat, but they don't know that the way to use it is acceptable or not. Right, so that's it. And let's move to the, I think the last part of my workshop, as I promised in the outline. It's about the ethical guideline for students. From your institution, do you have any guideline for the students on using ChatGPT? Hello, can you please share? Zoom from the Spanish department, do you have any kind of guidelines that they can refer to?
Thank you for sharing. I'm sorry because my English is not good enough to explain the situation because it's 20 years ago that I learned English and now I use Spanish in my daily works. So in our department we don't use the ethical guidelines, not yet. We haven't used the ethical guidelines yet because in our classes not we don't I think that we don't how to say provide the accurate means to encourage the students to use the ChatGPT on the class. But outside the classes, we know that the students use ChatGPT to fulfill the exercises. And because in class we don't have guidelines as you say, so we don't have the right to permit to punish, yes, other students when they use it on in the essays. But yes. Because we before the ChatGPT and after ChatGPT, we have exams, right? So the first result released another level of the students, and after the use, after the beginnings of the use of ChatGPT, we find that the result is very high. A lot of levels then. So we think that the students have used the ChatGPT to do their homeworks, and if they learn something in process, it's good. It's good. But I think that for the guideline is useful to explain, and it depends on the university too. Because as I know, up to now, the Hanoi University, we don't have the ethical guidelines to use ChatGPT in class and outside the class. So we don't have the, we say, institutional guidelines for all, neither teachers, neither students. Then we are here, and I am here to learn how to use it correctly and in ethical ways. And of course, I have a question too, because we use Spanish daily. So I don't know if ChatGPT help with Spanish too, or just do it with English and other languages, the popular languages. In Vietnamese include. Yeah, we can ask the ChatGPT too.
I asked ChatGPT, I don't know.
Oh! Okay, did they ChatGPT say that yes? So you,
yeah, so I think
he or she used Spanish and in one way he or she can use me help me to in yeah the translation from English to Spanish. Vice versa, Spanish to English.
So when you just said I test with ChatGPT and ChatGPT can understand the language, and I can type in English and then they can answer in Spanish or any other languages. And you say he or she, I test, I say ChatGPT, I will he or she, and here's the answer. I say, oh, I don't have the personal characteristics. Okay, I'm just a computer program. But you know, I know why you ask the question. I sometimes ask the question as well because it's quite invisible, and we try to just attach a face to all kind of gender to ChatGPT, but actually ChatGPT is just an app, just a kind of a program, and that's why on my slide, or some slide, I often use like an image there, a robot, it may look like female or male, but actually it's just no gender. Now, to the last part here, and because we are standing between my and the networking kind of refreshments and networking in a minute. So let me take you to this slide, and I share the PEXA website, and you know, in the, do you have access to my note? Google Doc. I shared the link to the Google Doc in slide number 3. Can you go to slide number 3? Click on the link to the notes, and I copy the links to the artificial intelligence advice for students here. Alright, and it is from PEXA. And I said that I share the resources with you, so you don't have to ask me can you give me the resources? Everything is in here. Now, when you go in here, right, and you can see ethical ways to use ChatGPT as a student, right? You can use here, and you can click open from this website, and it takes you to this one, and you have the information here. And like Zoom from the Spanish department, you say that my university doesn't have the institutional policy, and I think similar to some other institution here, and maybe you can learn something from the website from here for the future. So here, do this one, do this, do that, or don't do this. So we have some do's and don'ts, right? So you can may start from here. Let's say, depending on the characteristics of your institution, the culture, and the requirements of the ministry, you may modify the language here, but you don't have to start from scratch. You have something to learn from. And you know, also in PEXA, and if you scroll down, you got here, artificial intelligence advice for students, okay? Right, yeah, I shared that here. And here you say academic integrity. So we all come back to the academic integrity, and maybe in every lesson you try to instill the ideas of integrity in those students. Do the right thing even nobody is watching, and they know that okay, I do this and that's no good for me. I don't learn anything, so I take the courage to learn it in a hard way, but I learn. I do things by myself. I learn, and I use ChatGPT as the assistant, as the guide only, not the owners of my idea, right? So on this slide, I say, okay, now what about we have people here, we have discussed with each other here, we got some ideas, and we got ChatGPT. How about we ask ChatGPT to create a kind of the guidelines for the student here? But remember, we use ChatGPT as an assistant only, and after that, you have something to take away with you at the end of the workshop, and then we're going to modify that to suit the institution, the classroom. How about that? Okay. Now let's do it together. Tell me the key ideas that you want ChatGPT to include in the so-called ethical guides for students. Remember these very specific prompts in the ChatGPT, and you got the satisfactory result. ChatGPT, I'm going to give you some inputs, some ideas, then ask you to create Do you want to make the guidelines simple or complicated? Simple. How many points? 10 points, okay? Then I ask you to create a 10-point ethical guideline for students. Right? Is it clear? Always confirm first. Absolutely clear. All right. Now, give me some ideas that you want to include in the guidelines. Using your brain, your thinking, your own words. Yeah? Guiding on how to cite ChatGPT in writing. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, but we want to include that idea in the guidelines. Anything else? Tell ChatGPT. Take your ownership using ChatGPT as what? As
an assistant.
as a resource only, as an assistant only. Anything else you want to add? Anything else? Right. Create 5 do's, 5 don'ts. Okay. That's it. See. You don't have to take the screenshot with the low quality. I'm going to copy and paste that in the notes, and you can download the notes at the end. There's a good shot. Okay, it says that you don't have to ask me. We have everything you see here. All right. So, oh, nice. You see, instant feedback. Instant feedback. And I copy and paste in the version here. I don't know why I got the kind of underline here. How about I click this one, clear formatting, and version 1. Alright, so here we go. Some do's. Number, please. You have numbers here. Here we go. Some don'ts. Alright. Now, it's a, I'm not really happy with that. I asked GPT one more time. Thank you. Create another version. Now, you know, if I just say another, they give me different ideas. And the same principle that we learned from the beginning, the best version is a combination between our thinking, our own ideas, and the suggested ideas of ChatGPT. Okay, so use it as the suggestion only. We know what we want. Okay, but we don't have to start from the scratch. Okay, so you see, I got the second version here. Okay. So this is what we can use ChatGPT to assist us in our teaching and learning. I say version 2, and I don't know why I got the underline here. So okay, and I use the black color. All right. Copy and paste here. All right. Okay. So I got the do and don'ts here. Second version. Now, and then at home. After this session, I will go back and I will revise that. Okay? And you know what? you can ask ChatGPT again and again, say, another please, give another version, right? And even adjust the language as I demonstrated earlier, say, your student has a lower level, and one of them understands, say, same content, use the language level A1, A2 please, okay, and they modify that. And if you teach the student, the final year student, say, make it sound more complicated, say, same content, same guideline, use the language level C1, C2, enter. Alright? And then you can modify the language to suit the requirement of the student. Because if you take the lower level version to the final year student, they think that you disrespect their intelligence. So you have to do something like that. Okay. Now, they just focus on the language production. But you see, in terms of the look, it may be boring. Yeah? And then you may use any other skills, any template, to add the colors, add the visuals, okay? Arrows, something like that, make any shape to make it look professional. And then you can just print a copy, hang that in the classroom wall, and then, and that's what we do. But so remember, GPT just generate the language only, and always double check the accuracy. But in terms of the language, the sentences, it saves us a lot of time. And to recap, what we agree with each other is that learning, yes, but assessment, not acceptable at the moment because you do not learn anything. And always double check the accuracy of any information you get from ChatGPT. Right? You can use ChatGPT to explain the words for you, to give you different word forms, to create the linking words, linking the sentences together, and then improve the use of language from level A1 up to C2, right? And you can use that, right? That you can double check. You can double check. You can use the, okay. Let's say I got a random text here, right? And I go to the first text checker. Okay, and I can reveal the language here. Okay, so in this text here, random text here, I got A1, A2, B1, B2, C2. I don't have anything at the C2 level, right? And I can show the results here, right? And suppose this is my essay. I ask GPT. Please modify this text using language C1, B2, C1, C2 level. Enter. Now, let me double check. I open another Oxford text checker, and to share the link with you for you to play after this session, I copy and paste the link in here, and it calls the Oxford text checker. Now, I copy this version. Supposed to use the B2 to C1 or C2, okay? And I click check here. Original version, they say 2, you have 6 words at B1, 8 words at B2, 0 at C1. And I use ChatGPT to get a new version. Do I have the improvement? I need to double check because you teach me, don't trust ChatGPT completely. B1 and B2, 14. Yeah. C1, and unclassified. Yes, improvement in terms of the language used here. Okay, so it works. It works. Right? So I share the link. I'm supposed to take check there for you to double check. So by using ChatGPT, you can lower the level of English to use simple language to explain something to the students, or use a more complicated level. Yes, that's it. And in the notes here, you've got two versions of the guidelines for students, and I think that's it from me today, and I'd like to thank you very much. We may have some minutes for Q&A.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pooh. And can you see that the implication is, it seems with ChatGPT, teachers do more work, especially with the process kind of based, just writing. Yeah, but yes, I'm kidding. And can I share some opinions as well? Yeah, so I'm also into technology enhanced kind of learning. And yeah, so recently I have taught only reading or speaking, and I have encouraged my students to use AI or ChatGPT as well to, for example, create images for their presentation or to check their pronunciation. And at one point, I did ask my students to write something for, kind of using some academic words to write a paragraph. And I could feel that some of my students used, that was the humble side. They asked ChatGPT to generate text for them. But this is a problem, like, I have no way to confirm with them that you did not write this. If they say, I wrote this, and I can't say, no, you asked AI to do it for you, right? So it's, ironically, I also heard that they have also designed AI detector. Okay, like you put the text in there, and then that app can also detect whether the text was kind of generated by AI or not. So, yeah, still, and then I came up with a solution. I asked those students to kind of, rewrite that pieces of writing, because I think it is very robotic. It's like no heart, no soul in there, perfectly written, no grammar mistakes at all, but still, no human touch in there. So I asked them to rewrite the piece. So that's one kind of, I just want to share one of my solutions. And thank you very much, Dr. Pooh, for a very insightful presentation. And something to take away, right? I just want to briefly summarize his kind of workshop. Process-based instead of product-based, is one of the kind of solution. And we also keep in mind some ethical guidelines for the students. And right now, I just want to share briefly, in Vietnam, we don't have any guidelines yet. And the reason possibly is even we don't, even officially we kind of organize any workshops or any training for students how to use ChatGPT properly, not alone, such guidelines. So we hope after this, every one of us here think about this, have some sort of reflections, and continue contributing to, kind of making our students use technology more effectively and ethically. And and the ultimate message is still, be a smart user of smart technology. Thank you very much. Thank you all for participating very attentively.
Thank you. And you mentioned the like AI text generated text detector, and we've got one program, I shared in the note with you. It is called zerogpt.com. And why Zhang was summarizing the key point, I copy and paste the text generated by AI. I asked AI to generate using B1, B2, C1 language. And you know what? What this website said? 2, your text is human written. 0%. Again, it's not accurate. So the university that I work, they say that sometimes you may use this and you may find it's like 30% AI. but you cannot use this as a reliable source to penalize students' writing. So you have to talk like Zoom said, if you suspect that the student used ChatGPT or something, you got a conversation with the student, ask them some question, and if they answer the question, yeah, you should do the work. But if you say, I know that you don't do the work, all right? So but we never rely completely on the kind of AI detector here, not reliable at this stage. But maybe next year, more reliable. And can you help me, please, for my further improvement? In the note, I shared the link with you. I put that right at the beginning here. Got feedback, please. I keep that very open. You know, some other presenter use the Padlet or any software. For me, I just use this one, very simple. Can you give me anything, a few words or sentence or anything? You write there, you say, oh, boring or interesting or useful, anything. One word or one sentence, fine. Can you please help me with that?
Can I ask ChatGPT to do it for me?
Human connection, please. Okay, I appreciate that very much. And maybe if you close the computer already, maybe not now, but maybe I just open that for maybe, let's say, 24 hours, all right? And maybe tonight you come up with some ideas. So I keep it very open, feedback. So if you have some ideas for me, it's a two. I think that if you do this and this one, and then I think it will be better. Okay, so I really appreciate that. Anything, I leave it very open. Things you like, things you dislike, things you want to know more, right? I put more instructions there and say, like ChatGPT prefer the very specific instructions. So I expect you to give me things you like, dislike, things to be improved, things take away. Okay. All right. And it is anonymous, you don't have to write the name here, okay? So I just leave it open for about 24 hours, and thank you very much for that. You have my email address in the slides here, and if you want to, in the future, if you got some project, and if you want to me to join your research project, please just, I'm happy to do so.
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. On behalf of Hanoi APCAL, we would like to send you sincere thanks and greetings of our studio. Thank you so much. And audiences, please come for photo and also refreshment and drink out there in the lobby. Yeah, group photo and drop back out there is also very good. Yeah, take pictures. Thanks.